Earlier this morning, Nintendo has finally released the very first trailer of the Super Mario Galaxy movie, and oh man, it looks amazing. And they showed a lot more than I was expecting them to for a first trailer. So I thought I'd take this chance to go ahead and dive right on into this trailer, talk about everything that was shown, breaking some of the stuff down, and also include some of my thoughts on what I think could happen in the movie based off what was shown. So let's go ahead and blast off on some launch stars and get right into this! The trailer starts with a shot of Bowser's castle, and of course, Bowser himself looking very irritated after his defeat at the hands of superstar-powered Mario and Luigi in the last movie. From there, Bowser takes out some paintbrushes to aggressively start painting on his canvas, which, right away, is what I like to see as a hint of what's to come later in the trailer here with Bowser Jr. But we'll get into talking about him later. After the finishing touches of his painting are put on, with a big slam, and one final dash of white, and also a shot of Bowser slicking back his hair, because Bowser has very cool hair, the painting is revealed to us as a skeleton of his totally good friend Mario. Now, this may just be a simple painting of Bowser's anger towards Mario, but I like to believe it's a reference towards one of Mario's many costumes in Mario Odyssey, the skeleton costume. Now, Bowser can't have his peace and quiet forever as Luigi stops by to check on him, which reveals that both Mario and Luigi pop in to make sure he's not getting into any trouble. Which also reveals that the Bowser's castle we just saw was a little mini version, courtesy to the King of the Koopas' now miniature state. Bowser then goes up the stairs to see Mario and Luigi, and, as he does, he sings to the tune of Bowser's iconic theme.
Clean up the paint, boodle-doo, boodle-doo, and also trim the bonsai bush.
Bowser pops out to see the bros and to also show them another painting he's been working on, which ends up being one with him and Peach. Now Luigi tries his best to give it a compliment while Mario tells Bowser the cold hard truth.
It's trash.
The following scene doesn't really have much else for little reference details here and there, outside of getting to see a funny scene between Bowser and the bros with Bowser getting mad at Mario and Luigi about Mario trash-talking his painting, which I guess he did spend an awfully long time on, so maybe that's valid. Now before we continue on with the next big part of the video, where the references and all that other cool stuff really start to come pouring in, I want to go back to the scene where Bowser is going up the stairs singing his theme, as there are a couple little nods and references you can actually find in there, as well that I didn't get to point out earlier that I want to go ahead and point out here. For starters, on the left side of the bonsai tree, we have a huge piano just sitting there, which I believe is probably the same piano he was playing on in the first movie when he was singing the song he made for Peaches. Unless Bowser just really likes to collect a lot of pianos, which I guess maybe he could. He did become a painter after his defeat to the Mario Bros. But other than that, I believe that's the same piano. Lastly, in this scene, we have a few little details in this shot where Bowser's at the top of the staircase with a picture of a few flowers that resemble the flowers from Yoshi's Island, as well as what looks like a painting of Bowser Jr., and one where you can see a little tiny bit of the Koopa Clown car. From here on out to the end, we have all sorts of cool things to see, starting off, of course, with the stars arriving at the Mushroom Kingdom at what looks to be the start of the Star Festival from Galaxy 1. Immediately right after, we're shown a scene of both Peach and Toad jumping into a launch star, which takes them all the way to space, into a little water planet or galaxy with bloopers around. Now, I couldn't find anything that exactly fits the image of this water area, but the closest there is to it that I thought of is maybe Bowie Base Galaxy from Galaxy 1. We're then greeted with a scene of both Mario and Luigi crossing the desert on bikes with a shot of the inverted pyramid from Mario Odyssey right in front of them. Which, to me, this obviously feels like this has to be the desert from the Sand Kingdom. They then follow up with a scene of Peach fighting off a bunch of ninja in a big casino-like area, and after looking at it more, I believe this is the casino on Sirena Beach in Mario Sunshine where you fight the King Boo boss. And now, towards the trailer's end, we're finally hit with the big reveal that Bowser Jr. is indeed in the movie. Now wait, hold on a second. Did you guys catch that? Let's run that back one more time. Yep, that sound. That sound right there. Yeah, because for some reason Nintendo decided to include the Prowler noise from the Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse / Cross the Spider-Verse movies for whatever reason. I mean, I guess it sounds cool and looks cool with Bowser Jr., so maybe there's that, so you know, even though it's not a Nintendo thing, I guess I'll kind of half count that as a reference. Jokes aside, though, Bowser Jr. is looking really good, and they give him quite a surprise I was not expecting. He, of course, has his new form from Super Mario Bros. Wonder, where he's powered up with the Wonder Effect, which makes me think maybe somewhere in this movie there's got to at least be one talking flower, or maybe a Wonder Flower, but definitely a talking flower. Somewhere out there in the vastness of space and the galaxies, one might think there might be a talking flower. And finally, to conclude the trailer, we have, of course, Rosalina entering the scene. Just like Bowser Jr., she is also looking really, really good. And man, what a way to bring her in by just having her absolutely destroy Megaleg, which is also really cool that they had Megaleg show up in this trailer as well, the first boss from Mario Galaxy 1. She just absolutely destroyed him with style. And with that, that wraps up the very first trailer for the Super Mario Galaxy movie. Such a fun trailer, and like I was saying in the beginning, I am still surprised that they showed a little more than I was really expecting them to for first trailer, especially when you compare the first trailer to the first Mario movie. Although I guess I will say I was a little surprised that we didn't get to see Yoshi in this trailer, especially considering the fact that we saw some leaked like marketing stuff on some Pillsbury cookie boxes with Yoshi's design on there. So I guess we technically know what he's gonna look like. So I guess that just made us all think he was gonna be in the trailer. But even without Yoshi, really fun trailer, and it really just sets the scene, being like, "Yep, this is Galaxy, all right, and this is going to be a ton of fun." Now the trailer may be done, but there's still a little bit more to go over, as the full Nintendo Direct for the movie showed an extra scene with Rosalina and Bowser Jr. So let's go ahead and play those right now.
Once upon a time, there was a brave and noble princess named Peach.
I want to hear the story about the plumbers.
We did that one last night.
Plumber, 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 plumber.
Okay.
From the ashes of his father's defeat rises a new conqueror. The Bowser name shall be feared once more.
Alright, now to start with Rosalina's, first of all, we get to hear her speak, which I thought was really cool. They didn't show that in the main trailer. And she's being voiced by Brie Larson, who was Captain Marvel in the MCU. And I think, off of what we heard, that Rosalina sounds amazing. She sounds perfect. And with the scene itself, I thought it was so cool that we got to see the library in the Comet Observatory, where the storybook is held. And inside the storybook, off of Rosalina reading it to the Lumas, we also get a peek inside that shows a story about Peach, and of course, thanks to what the Luma said, we know there's a story most likely about Mario and Luigi based off them talking about plumbers, so perhaps maybe that's showing that Rosalina and the Lumas in this movie know about what Mario and Luigi did to save the Mushroom Kingdom in the first movie. Now for Bowser Jr., they didn't really show a lot, as he already had a good showcase in the main trailer, but his actor also got announced as well, with him being voiced by Benny Safdie, who I believe was in Oppenheimer. And I think he also sounds really good, and I really like the more adolescent voice approach they're going with Bowser Jr. It kind of, gives some more different spin on the character, which I'm here for. I always think things like that are pretty cool. And within this scene, the only thing that comes to mind in terms of like what's going on is it's probably Bowser Jr. inside Megaleg, or maybe it could be that boss fight, I don't entirely remember the name, that you fight in Galaxy 2 with Yoshi, the guy with like the big hammers and the electricity, but at the same time, I think that might be a bit of a stretch. With those last two clips now shown, that about now wraps up what I wanted to talk about in this video, so I just wanted to say thank you so much for watching, and I hope you guys enjoyed trying to break down the scenes in the trailer here. Now, before I finish the outro, I just want to give a little of my thoughts on what can maybe happen in the movie, as that's what I promised in the beginning. So, the one thing I can think of off the top of my head that I can maybe see happening is that I feel like it's possible that Bowser Jr. already knows about like the cosmos and space and the galaxies and all of that stuff based off of some of the dialogue that he's had in this trailer. We of course know he's here to fight Mario and Luigi to break out Bowser, and I think when he does, he'll probably tell Bowser, if I'm correct, all about the potential of space, and when it comes to ruling, which would make sense to lead Bowser into wanting to create the galactic empire that he builds in both Galaxy games. For things such as Rosalina's scene, maybe she's arrived to the Mushroom Kingdom to warn Mario and the gang about what's to come, but at the same time, where she's fighting Mega Leg seems to be in the Common Observatory based off of some of the background design, which would make more sense than it being like the Mushroom Kingdom. And for everything else, it's hard to say, but that'll be all the more exciting to see as we continue to get more details the closer we get to release. Especially when we'll also get to see what part Yoshi gets to play in this movie. Alright, now, again, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys later.